Hello, Gustavus. I'm Carl Cronin.
And I'm Shelby Wilds.
We hope you enjoyed your double weekend with homecoming and Nobel.
Speaking of Nobel, our Question of the Week reporters Elena Rooker and Devin Anderson asked Gustavus students what they did over this break.
Hi, I'm Elena Rooker.
I'm Devin Anderson.
And for this week, we asked people what they did for the Nobel Conference. Did you do anything for the Nobel Conference?
I didn't do anything for the Nobel Conference.
We watched Louie. Hi, Brooke.
Hi, Sprinkles.
Did you go to Nobel this year?
I did not.
What did you do instead?
I slept.
I went to the lectures.
Okay. Did you guys go together?
No. I went and I kind of sat with just like one other person, just so I could focus like more intensely on it.
Oh.
I went with my mom.
You went with your mom?
I went home.
You went home for Nobel?
Oh, I don't know. I wanted to, so I didn't even do anything.
I worked at Nobel because I'm in a sorority, so that's what
Okay.
I did first. And then I went to Tara's conference, I think.
Okay.
Physics. It was good.
What did you do for Nobel Conference this year?
I sleep.
Yeah.
And what else? I work for a little bit, and then I do homework, and then I watch the final lecture. Yep.
Nobel's so hard, quantum physicists want to find me.
I went to the lectures.
How were they?
Fabulous.
How was working over Nobel?
It is crazy. This is my 8th year that I've worked for Nobel, and it was a crazy time, but it was fun to help people.
I learned both days so hard. Learned all night long.
So, it
Just-
looks like our campus loves science
Our campus does love science.
and Nobel.
Yeah, because, like, everyone...
A good amount of people actually went.
Yeah, that was actually surprising.
Or watched them online,
Yeah. Because it...
which doesn't require you to get out of bed.
No. That's always nice.
Our reporters Tashiana and Cami met with Provost Mark Braun to discuss the future of Gustavus in our segment Sesquicentennial 2.0.
This week, as a part of our Next 150 Years segment, we interviewed Provost Mark Braun about the structural and academic changes he foresees on campus in the future.
Everything that ties in with the future of both facilities and programs, both curricular programs and co-curricular programs, are articulated in our strategic planning process. For instance, you see the columbarium and memorial garden to the east of Christ Chapel. That was planned, and so that's come to be a reality because of a donor gift. There's also a plan for the far west end of the West Mall for there to be a donor plaza. Someday, we will have an addition to the Nobel Hall that links Nobel with Olin and also links the other side of Nobel, the south side, with Schaefer. And they're planning to build a larger theater lobby space and a black box experimental theater as part of that, and then a new Wallenberg auditorium on the south side, and the greenhouses will move to the south side, and that whole center part of the present Nobel Hall is going to be opened up. I think they'll also notice when we get Anderson renovated and opened up that that's going to be a really nice space. There's the side of Anderson on the west side facing the mall with all those little tiny windows in rows, and that's because it used to be the library building, and those were short ceilinged rooms that are called stacks where they used to keep the journals and things. Well, they're going to take those floors out of there, and instead of having 3 short floors, it's going to be one nice big 20-plus foot atrium. On the far south side of Anderson, the plan is for what used to be a large kind of a case study room that sticks out and is on the south end of Anderson. That's going to be the interfaith prayer space. We just really care deeply about the place. We want students to get the very best education that they can. We're very proud of the educational outcomes, and we want that to continue for decades into the future.
Make sure you tune in next week for our interview with President Oli. Reporting for GAC TV, I'm Tashiana Thurick.
We sat down with the Student Senate co-presidents to discuss community comment for this week's Student Senate Scoop.
So community comment is a segment of our agenda that we set aside at the very beginning of every single Senate meeting. All of our meetings are open, so any one of our the community can come and listen to the entirety of Senate, but specifically in the beginning, the community comment portion is the time we set aside so that if you have any concern, any hopes, any ideas, any questions, you can pose them to the body.
As the Student Senate, we are the official voices of the student body. And so community comment is a great space and time for students to come to Senate and say, these are the real issues that we're really concerned about, so that we can do our job better.
It's one of the most sadly underutilized portions of our agenda, but they can bring concerns of, you know, if something is happening by a certain department that they don't think is right, or if they think that that the way that we go about our marketplace policies are improper, or if they think that Senate itself is doing something that's unjust. They can also be positives. They can come in and say, look, we heard you're doing this, and we want to say we fully support you, it's great, we want to know more about it, and we're here.
I don't feel that there's one way that hinders your cause or your problem or even advances it. I don't think that Senate will take you any less seriously if you're coming in because you just saw a problem in the CAF or you just saw something that needs to be addressed immediately. They can always email Matt and I at cabrera-timmons@gustavus.edu. We have our Facebook page, Gustavus Student Senate. You're welcome to post anything on there of any concerns. Talk to your senators, attend their office hours, which should be posted this next upcoming week.
I would ask that if you're ruminating on something, if there's something that's bothering you, if you're super excited about something that's going on campus, whatever it be, that you make sure that the work that we're doing is truly on your behalf.
Because we have the means, we have the resources, we also have the people power. We have enough senators to work on a committee to change some things that students want to see changed.
And remember that Student Senate really wants to hear your voice. So that's all we have for you tonight, Gustavus. I'm Shelby Wilds.
And I'm Carl Cronin.
Keep it classy, Gustavus.
Just like.
I watched Bill Nye on Dancing with the Stars.
We watched Bill Nye on Dancing with the Stars.
That's pretty close to science.
He did the robot. What is
Which
that?
Is even more science.
What is science?